Have you ever noticed that the person who loves you the most is also the one who sometimes ignores you the most? It feels confusing, even painful. You start asking yourself, why would someone who cares so deeply pull away like that? I've seen this pattern many times in my years of studying relationships. And here's the truth. When love is strong, people can still ignore you, but not because they don't care. Usually it happens for just two powerful reasons. In this video, I'll break them down, show you the hidden psychology behind them, and help you understand what's really going on in their heart. Reason 1, fear and self-protection. The first reason someone who loves you might ignore you is fear. When feelings get deep, love feels risky. For some people, that risk is terrifying. They're afraid of being hurt, rejected, or left behind. So instead of showing how much they care, they step back. Ignoring you becomes their shield. You might notice a pattern. One moment, they're close and affectionate. The next, they're quiet and distant. It's not because their love is fake. It's because getting close triggers old wounds or memories of loss. Think of it like this. They want to hold your hand, but at the same time, they're scared of losing it. That push and pull can be painful for you, but for them, it feels like the only way to stay safe. If you've seen this in someone you love, try not to take it as rejection. Instead, see it as a signal that they need reassurance, not pressure. A calm, gentle approach works better than chasing. Even a simple line like, "I care about you, and I'm here when you're ready," can melt that wall of fear. Reason 2, overwhelm and emotion regulation. The second reason someone who loves you might ignore you is overwhelm. For some people, love feels so big that it overloads their emotions. They don't know how to handle the intensity, so their mind and body go into a kind of shutdown. Pulling away isn't about punishing you. It's their way of calming down. You might see it after a really close moment. Maybe they open up, say something deep, or show strong affection, and then suddenly they need space. It feels confusing, but for them, that silence is a way to breathe. Often they'll come back after they've had time to regulate those feelings. They may even apologize and admit they don't know why they do it. That's the sign it's not about a lack of love. It's about being flooded by too much of it at once. The best thing you can do in this case is create small, safe rituals. For example, you can agree that if they need space, they simply say, "I need a little time, but I'll check in later." This way, you know it's not rejection. It's just a pause. And when they return, that reconnection feels even stronger. So how can you tell the difference between fear and overwhelm? When it's fear, you'll notice they often pull back when the relationship feels serious or when they sense they might lose control. It's less about the moment and more about protecting their heart from future pain. But when it's overwhelmed, the pattern is different. They usually withdraw right after a very intense or emotional moment. It's like their feelings get too loud, and stepping away is their way of turning the volume down. Here's a simple test. After the silence, do they come back with care and explain themselves, even in small ways? That points to overwhelm. But if their silence feels like punishment, or they use it to control you, that's more about fear. And sometimes it can be a red flag. The key is not to judge one single moment, but to look at the pattern over time. That pattern tells you the truth. Now, the hardest question, should you stay or should you walk away? Stay when the love is still clear. If they show affection in other ways, if they try to explain themselves, and if they're willing to grow with you, that's worth holding on to. People can learn. Fear can soften. Overwhelm can be managed. But if the silence becomes a weapon, if they ignore you to punish, control, or break your confidence, that's different. In that case, it's not about love. It's about power. And protecting your own heart matters more than waiting for someone who refuses to meet you halfway. A simple rule to remember: Love should bring peace more often than it brings pain. If the pattern leaves you feeling smaller, not stronger, it may be time to let go. Love can be messy. Sometimes the same heart that beats for you also hides from you. But when you understand the reasons, fear or overwhelm, you can respond with wisdom instead of confusion. Remember, love should feel like a safe place, not a guessing game. And the more you understand these patterns, the easier it becomes to see who's truly worth your time and heart. If this message spoke to you, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever felt ignored by someone who cared about you? I'd love to hear your story. And don't forget to subscribe for more simple, powerful psychology insights about love and relationships. Because the more you know, the stronger and clearer your love can be.